I just really take a lot of respect in what I'm saying a lot of times. So a lot of times it is the way I remember it, but I can
Sure.
promise you when I tell it, man, it's pretty close to home, and it means something to me when I deliver it. So I have fun telling it like the steroid thing. You couldn't get
Absolutely.
you can get a wrestler to come on here, or you can get any person to go on here and tell you exactly how you did it. But that's what I do. So check the video out; it's really great.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about everything, how you first were introduced to it as a teen. I mean, you got introduced to it in high school, which is amazing. And you mentioned in there that the 2020 special on steroids came out right after you started doing steroids as a high school kid. And everybody started looking at you a little bit different and trying putting the pieces together. So it's a very interesting video. If
Yeah,
you guys haven't seen it, check it out.
I remember those eyes changing from to what have you done, Bagwell? I was like, hey, I just took these vitamins, I went my
Said your
coaches
prayers, took your vitamins, but the vitamins had a little more punch to them, I guess.
absolutely, they were a little different color.
Yeah, very true. So we'll
I'll never forget when I tore my hamstring my junior year of football, and it's actually called, your hamstrings come up. You got 3 hamstrings, believe it or not, and all 3 hamstrings come up underneath your butt, and they attach to a bone, and that bone's called your ischial tuberosity. Again, Google it, check it. Your ischial tuberosity. And that bone on the opening kickoff of Spraberry High School against McEachern in 1987 was ripped off my pelvis. I ripped it off. It's kind of like the worst tore hamstring you could get would be this. But the good news is you can never tear that hamstring again. The bad news is I lost a step. And when you lose a step in football, your career is over. But I stayed in the game, not knowing what was wrong. The very first play is, to me, I take one step on a stutter step, and I hit the ground face first. So then very next play, I'm off the field, hopping off one leg and off the field. And that was my season. And then the next year I was a step slow and decided to focus on baseball. But we went to the doctor. The doctor's holding the x-ray up, and he goes, it looks like you got too big too fast. And me and my father went, oh no, what have I done? But it was pretty obvious he didn't know what he's even saying, but he was just stating the facts, because steroids wasn't a thing yet. But he was like, it just looks like you got too big too fast. I gained 30 pounds in over summer break. So that's 10 pounds a month. I gained 30 pounds over summer. And I didn't even realize it, but I went from 145 to 175 over a summer break, and never looked back.
Wow. And that's one of the side effects of steroids, right? They tighten your tendons. Is that accurate?
Tendons, ligaments, a lot of things like that. And again, if I had the proper knowledge, or if I would have had one of these,
sure,
or one of those, I could have done Google University, but you didn't have that, bro. You didn't have like I said, you walk up to a guy in the gym, and you go, why'd you do that? Why that many reps? Why that form? Oh, by the way, and what do you eat? And you got to write this down, so it was just trial and error, when I was doing it in the, late 80s, early 90s, it's crazy.
Yeah, makes sense. I think you said you ran into this problem sometimes in the ring on Nitro or Thunder too. I think you said with Goldberg you had something seize up on you, and you thought it was to that.
Yeah, I thought I tore my hamstring, but it was a cramp. I've never had a cramp that felt so bad it was a tear. But that was from, I was on at my peak before I got back to wrestling. I really got back into shape. But during that time when I wasn't wrestling, I could do a few more supplements that were just very over-the-counter supplements, but they were diuretics. Every pro bodybuilder, the word diuretic is in every sentence they use, because the amount of water these guys have on them compared to not having water on them is how they look so shredded. And so when I was looking really crazy ripped around late 98, early 99, after my broke neck, at that peak, I was looking so good. I was doing a lot of, you know, what does call them? The water pills, diuretics.
Oh, diuretics.
I was doing diuretics, and I wasn't supposed to be doing any wrestling. And Goldberg that night he hopped out of the ring quicker than I thought on me. And when he grabbed my jeans, I went to take off, and man, and I went down to the ground, but I was involved in the finish. So I had to
get over it quick.
I had to cut the turnbuckle, so I'm cutting it. And I mean, I just got it out of the way, and Goldberg or Steiner hit it, and I just fell off the apron thinking my career's over, or I'm out for a while. My hamstring broke. I mean, tore, and it just went away. And I went, oh God. So I called my friend that was my trainer, and he was like, you can't wrestle with what you're doing. He goes, you'll tear everything. And I said, well, I didn't know that. So I had to come off the diuretics and all that when you started wrestling again.
Wow. Yeah, it's one of those things you don't think about, because we're so reliant on technology now, whether it's your phone, whether it's your computer, whether it's Siri or Alexa. You know, we have all of this at our disposal, readily available all the time. And yeah, it's crazy to think back then when you had to go word of mouth. You had to figure things out through a doctor or somebody that knew more than you. So yeah, it's crazy.
Or finding a gym in the yellow pages in every city you're in. There was no
That's
Google.
another.
Brother, GPS wasn't even a word. Map in your fanny pack. That's what the word was. Stopping at the corner to ask where the airport is 17 times. That's what you did, because there wasn't GPS. It was crazy, bro. Crazy.